Today we are camping at the beautiful Bullara Station, a working cattle station 1 hour from Exmouth.
Yesterday was our anniversary, 7-year anniversary, 7 long
Hey.
years. So we spent the day up in Exmouth, so we didn't film a lot. Exmouth is such a beautiful spot, but as soon as you drive in, you immediately get a little bit underwhelmed because you're like, where is the beauty? To get to the beauty, you have to go further north past the town and then up around the lighthouse area. That's where you'll see the real beauty of the Exmouth and the Ningaloo Reef. We went up there, we saw the whales from the coast, we saw some surf breaking off the coast, we saw dolphins, and we saw the Bullara wreck. And let me tell you, it's a stunning place. There are a lot of tours and activities you can do in Exmouth, but because we're keeping this trip budget friendly, we didn't do any of them because we're budget friendly.
Which is a nice way to say that we're broke. We will tell you more about the Bullara Station a bit later, but first thing you need to know is that they are famous for their scones, so we're going to try them and see if they're good as they say. Oh, that's cool.
Please get to scones. These are some decent looking scones, and for $5.50 I think it's a reasonable price. I'm looking forward to eating them. They look pretty bloody tasty.
They're very good, but Aaron's mom pumpkin scones are better. Hopefully she will make some for us when we go back to Bundaberg.
Yeah, that mum. Okay, so this afternoon we're doing a trail walk. It is one of the many trail walks at Bullara Station. This is called the brown bottle walk or the beer bottle walk, either one. It takes us along about a 1 kilometre journey to some red dunes and we can overlook the station itself. So some information about Bullara Station that we've gained since we got here. One, it is run by 3rd generation farmers. They used to run sheep, but now they run drought-master cattle. Number 2, it is about 250,000 acres large, and that means it's bigger than the Mornington Peninsula. And 3, their cattle is exported all over Australia.
The awesome thing about this campsite is that it's all farm themed. So it has all these toilet stations and the shower blocks with a unique farm style, and it looks amazing. They really did a good job with all the stuff and the designing of the station. They even have the original wood shed, which is inside the new wood shed, which is now a cafe where we ate scones this morning. It's amazing. It's such a cool place. Hello, you. You come to say hello? They are big, hey?
They're only calves.
They're so big. Apparently our border collie that was bred for generation to be a farm dog is afraid of cows.
It's coming to get you, dog. She's a big chicken. You're just curious, aren't you, mate? Come here, look, it's a drum.
Apparently she's also scared of the bin.
Scared of a drum and a sign.
Look at how amazing this place is. Everywhere you go, there is red sand dunes, and a puppy that's kicking the sand on me.
This sand is amazing, actually. Coming from the East Coast, I'm used to sand being white or yellow or brown or even black, but this is the first really fine red sand that I've ever seen. You can tell Puppy likes it, and I think it's really cool.
There is even a spot to sit down here, watch a sunset, and then I guess that you can hang your beer bottle from one of the many trees along the path.
I really like this campsite, and I'm quite at home with these sort of bush style settings. So where I grew up on a much smaller version of a bush style farm. So for me this is like home. This is just a red Western Australia version of where I grew up. So I'm very happy here. I quite like it. Chiara's a bit different. She grew up in a city in Italy, so she doesn't really have any idea of what living in the bush is. but that's okay. She's learning, she'll get there.
Yesterday I had to kick a huntsman spider out of my shower, so yes, I'm learning to be in the bush. but I'm still a city girl.
Tell you what though, these showers are really cool. They're sort of open air, so you can see straight up at the stars if you take them long enough. The only problem is, if you have a shower and it's late at night and it's really windy, it gets a bit chilly. But, you know, it doesn't really matter for the experience of having a shower in a bush setting. Sometimes there's even trees there. We've got an audience behind us. There's one in front of us. Come on, cow, watch out. There we go. We're still following? Yep.
Yep, that's it here.
They think we've got food, but we don't. As far as I know, Bullara Station is only open for a few months of the year. I think it's between May and October. I could be wrong, don't quote me. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen down below. And the cost for our site, no power, no water to the site, is $36 per night. That's just for us in a tent, which might seem a bit expensive, but for this Exmouth region, it's actually reasonable and quite cheap. And for the experience that you get and the place you get to stay, is worth it.
The reason why we decided to come here is because all the campsites in Exmouth were either booked or over $55 for an unpowered site, which is just rude.
Also, it can get quite busy and it can book up really fast. So if you plan on coming to stay here, make sure you book in advance.
And you will need to bring your own drinking water because they only have bottled water. I had a bad idea of wearing white socks in a red soil truck. Think they will go in the bin. For dinner tonight we have quinoa chili beans, which I made with quinoa, black beans, a can of diced tomato, a lot of paprika, and I will put avocado on top. It's one of my favorite meals and it's very warming and it's good because tonight is quite cold. As soon as the sun goes away, the temperature drops. Probably made too much or not enough. Normally I would first fry the garlic with onion and spices and then put vegetable stock and then put all the ingredients. But we don't have vegetable stock, we don't have onion, I'm cold, just want to have a shower and go in this way. So I'm doing this as fast as possible.
It's time to eat so we can go to bed. It looks pretty good and it usually tastes pretty good. Fingers crossed it tastes good this time.
Hey, it always tastes good.
It does usually taste good, but you changed the recipe, so it should be fine. Good morning. We haven't been very organised this morning, but I'll give you a bit of an update. We left Bullara Station and we're on our way to Coral Bay for a few different things. We've got to fill up our water tank because it's empty. We've got to get some food for lunch and food for dinner. And we've also got to check it out because it seems like a nice place to visit. And then we've got to try and find a place to sleep because we haven't really looked into the next campsite, so it may or may not have space for us. Fingers crossed it does, if not, we'll just have to sleep in the car.
This Coral Bay, guys, this place is amazing. I think this is the most beautiful beach that I have seen in Australia. Look at the color of the water, it's amazing. Unfortunately, we can't stay long because they don't allow dogs, so otherwise I would be already in the water snorkeling. What a shame. It's beautiful, it's such a stunning place. It is better than Exmouth.
The water is dead flat and dead calm because it is protected by the reef, the Ningaloo Reef out there, and you can just see where the waves are breaking out in the distance. That stops all the waves from coming in and makes it nice and flat. Beautiful for snorkeling if we had time.
And if we didn't have a dog.
If we didn't have the dog. Next time.
This is the only potable water in the next few hundred kilometers, so we're getting a refill and it is 20 cents per liter, which is not too bad. You need to pay with credit card, no cash. Don't tell me we're bogged.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're not getting in this way.
Good job.
We're trying to get to the Warroora Station where we're meant to stay tonight, and we turned down where the road should be, and the description on the website says accessible to two-wheel drive cars. Well, okay, no worries, Betty should make it, but we got maybe 10 minutes down this dirt track and Betty bottomed out on the sand, and I was just able to reverse her out. So thanks, Betty, for not getting too bogged. But I don't think it's accessible to two-wheel drive cars as low as poor Betty. So we've got to try and get back to the main drag without getting stuck again, and then I can call them up and ask for a refund. Because obviously we can't drive a two-wheel drive car to the campsite. Yeah, g'day mate. So I made a booking about an hour or two ago, and then I tried to get there today, but my poor little car won't make it down that road. We got stuck on some loose sand and it bottomed out. Is there any chance I could get a refund? That's all right, I should have just bought a bigger car, that's my fault. Thank you, you too, bye. So we got to send an email and they should sort it out for us.
So we decided to just sleep in a rest area 30 minutes from Coral Bay today. It's a bit disappointing because we really wanted to show you guys this beautiful campsite on the beach. But here is a piece of advice for you. Buy a four-wheel drive if you want to travel around Australia, especially in Western Australia. We didn't realize how many campsites would have four-wheel drive access only, and it's a bit disappointing. But yeah, I guess we know better for next time.
Betty would have made it if she was like this much off the ground.
But she's not. The rest area, just when we thought that things couldn't go worse, we killed a couple of galah who decided to fly in front of the car. But anyway, now we're having a shower, hanging off Betty, have dinner, and tomorrow hopefully will be a better day.
For dinner tonight, I've had a bit of a brainwave. Bought some corn chips, got some cheese, some salsa, some black beans. As you can probably guess, we're having nachos. And it should be extra cheesy because we've got to use it all because we've got no refrigeration. So we just have to use all of this cheese. Damn. This is going to be one big melted blobby mess.
That's fantastic. As long as there is cheese, the best. We need more cheese, we don't have cheese.
You have an addiction. Seek help. So that hopefully will not turn out disgusting. I call this a hot mess of nachos. I'm pretty sure I messed up the order. I should have put the beans and the salsa on the bottom so they get warmed up first, then put the cheese and then put the chips on top. But in the end I just mixed it all together and it worked out well.
As long as there is cheese, I don't care.
There's cheese and it should taste good.
Yeah.
Good morning. Yesterday I received an email from the campsite, and it turns out the road we were going down, the road we got stuck on, was the wrong road to go to the campsite. So today we're going to try and go a different way, see if we can get into the campsite because we did pay for it. Last night was very, very windy. There's about 1 million flies around, which is to be expected, I guess. And I think we're both in need of a good, long, hot shower.
This road is so bad that this campsite better be worth it. Right, we made it. This is the Warroora Station. We're paying $34 per night to stay here. We thought it would be closer to the beach, but it's actually 1.5K. We will go for a walk later and have a look. There are a lot of four-wheel drive trucks, so if you have a four-wheel drive, you will probably have fun here. Not if you have a Betty. If you have a Betty, you will need to walk down the tracks.
My first impressions are that it is a working cattle station, so I'm not expecting 5-star luxury treatments. It seems pretty clean. There's not a lot of rubbish around. There's not a lot of people here, which is always a plus. The sites are spread out, so there's some privacy. That's my first impression.
This is a shower, a farm shower. There's not much in it, like literally just the shower head.
Oh yeah?
And these are the other showers.
That's not too bad, you know.
And these are the shower and toilet blocks. They're nice, they're quite private.
So this is the map of the station. We entered this way. This is where we checked in. We got lost about here, drove along here, and this is the campsite. So we're in site 3. You got all sorts of different residences and old homesteads. To get to the beach, to walk to the beach, we go this way, about 1.5 k's, and beach is this way. Or we can go this way, 3 kilometres, and there's another beach here.
There's a kitchen, not much to it.
Yeah, dog, look out! Seems to me that if these places were on the east coast of Australia, they'd be worth so much more and there'd be so many more people here. Just because the east coast is way more populated along the coastline. Here, like along the west coast, in my opinion, you get farms and mines and then the occasional little beach town. Not a bad thing. It means you get a lot more beach to yourself. But yeah, the comparison is it's different.
This place is amazing. Look at the reef, that's fantastic. You can see some waves in the distance, that's amazing. Wow, that's amazing.
This is the shack, and that is the beach, and what looks like some pretty awesome snorkeling areas.
It took us about 40 minutes to walk here, however we probably got the wrong way. But the great thing about this place is that there is no one. There is no one around, it's fantastic. Unfortunately there are about 3 million flies. That's amazing. This place is spectacular. It's better than Exmouth, it's better than Coral Bay. It's just amazing and there is no one here. I definitely recommend it come with a four-wheel drive. Just a note guys, before we let you go, the beach that you've just seen is 14 Mile Beach. And we just heard from another camper that people died last year there. So if you decide to go swimming or snorkeling, please make sure you're a good swimmer. We are not, that's why we didn't go. And wear a life jacket.
Or just don't swim there and save it for a patrol beach where it's a bit safer. But that's it for this week's video. Make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, share amongst your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.